Mama, this is Amaka, the woman I want to marry. I love her very much.
Young lady, I am sorry. You cannot marry my son.
Mama.
Tunde and Amaka were on their way to visit Tunde's mother, Mrs. Okwanko. Throughout the journey, Tunde was excited. He kept telling Amaka how kind and loving his mother was. "My mother is the sweetest woman I have ever known," he said with a smile. "You will definitely like her." Along the way, they stopped at a fuel station and entered a supermarket to buy some gifts for Mama Tunde. A few minutes before they reached Mrs. Okonko's compound, Tunde noticed that Amaka had suddenly become quiet. He parked the car by the roadside, looked at her, held both her hands and asked softly, "Are you scared?" Amaka remained silent. Tunde smiled and squeezed her hands. "It's okay. My mother is the sweetest person I know. You will like her." Amaka nodded slightly. When they arrived at Mrs. Okonko's house, they found her seated on the veranda, sorting vegetables. The moment she saw them stepping out of the car, a warm smile appeared on her face. "My children, welcome," she said. She led me into the living room and called Tunde's younger brother Nika to bring coffee. After everyone settled down, Tunde wasted no time. Mama, he said, smiling, "This is Amaka, the woman I want to marry. I love her." Amaka looked at Tunde with satisfaction before turning to his mother. Mrs. Okwankwo smiled. "You are welcome, my daughter." "Thank you, Ma," Amaka replied politely. After a brief silence, Mrs. Okwankwo asked, "What is your full name and where do you come from?" Amaka smiled. "My name is Amaka Williams and I am from Anambra State." Mrs. Okwankwo stared at her for a moment. "Who is your father?" "My father is Mr. Obina Williams." Mrs. Okwankwo's eyes widened. "You mean Obina Williams, the former lecturer at Landmark University?"
"Yes, ma."
"Yes, ma." Tunde looked surprised.
"Do you know him?"
"Mama, do you know him?" Suddenly, the warmth on Mrs. Okwankwo's face disappeared. She stood up slowly and looked directly at Amaka. "I'm sorry," she said firmly.
"I'm sorry.
"You cannot marry my son." Then she turned and walked away. Amaka looked at Tunde, expecting an explanation. But Tunde looked just as confused. "Tunde," she whispered.
I don't know.
"I don't know," he replied quietly. A few minutes later, Mrs. Okwankwo sat alone on a bench beneath the mango tree beside the house. Tunde walked over to her. "Mama, please tell me why."
"Mama, tell me why."
"I love Amaka. She's hardworking, respectful, and kind." Mrs. Okwankwo looked at him. "My son, your happiness is important to me, but I cannot allow you marry from that family." Tunde frowned. At least tell me what her father did."
"I can't. It's complicated."
Mrs. Okwankwo took a deep breath. Pain filled her eyes. "I was once a young girl with dreams. I believed education would change my life." She paused. "Obina Williams was my lecturer at Landmark University." Tunde listened carefully. "That man slept with many female students in exchange for marks. Because I refused him, he repeatedly failed me." Tears gathered in her eyes. "I eventually dropped out of school. I watched my friends graduate and move on with life while I remained behind because of him." Tunde was speechless. For the first time, he understood the depth of his mother's pain. Then he turned and noticed Amaka standing a few steps away. She had heard everything. Tunde wanted to run after her, but his mother held his hand. "Give her time," she said. Later that evening, Amaka sat alone in their apartment. Tunde entered quietly. He stopped a few steps away. He looked at her, not with anger, not with pity, but with confusion. He loved her, but at that moment, love did not seem enough. Amaka could not even look him in the eyes. She felt ashamed of what her father had done. The engagement ring she had waited 3 years for suddenly felt heavy on her finger. Finally, she looked up. "Tunde, please. I am different from my father." "I know," he replied softly. "But I also cannot ignore my mother's pain." A painful silence followed. Then Tunde spoke. "I'm sorry.